Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Borla S-Type dual rear exit exhaust with the black chrome tips, fitting 2019 and newer 5.3-liter Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra 1500s. If you're on the hunt for a high-quality exhaust system that produces a great sound without a ton of volume for your Silverado or Sierra, Borla has got you covered here. This one is going to appeal to you if you want your truck to make some more noise, but you aren't willing to sacrifice your eardrums or give an inch on quality. Now on our loudness meter, we're gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. So if you're looking for outright volume, this probably isn't your system. However, this is still gonna provide you with that deep V8 rumble and an aggressive note, but it won't be as obtrusive as other systems, so it's a great choice for a daily driver or to give a little spice to that company hauler. Now, Borla offers different exhaust systems that vary in the type and volume of sound that they produce. And what we have here today is the middle child, the S-Type. Now, as you heard from the clips, this sounds pretty good without being too obnoxious. It still gives your truck that characteristic Chevy small block V8 noise, but it's not gonna get people shaking their fists as you drive by. Now, from inside the cab, you're gonna get some additional volume as well, but much like on the outside, it's not gonna be too much. Definitely noticeable, but it won't produce so much volume that you won't be able to hold a conversation or listen to your music. And your passengers likely won't complain much either. It's a really good balance that will allow you to enjoy your new exhaust without feeling overwhelmed by it. And that's mostly because Borla takes great care to make their exhaust in such a way that there is no drone at any speed, in any gear, or at any RPM. They use what they call polyphonic harmonizing technology. And that might sound like some kind of crazy made up buzzword, but that's exactly the point. There's no buzz or drone with this system. Now, this is essentially the same type of science that goes into tuning pipe organs. So what they do is inside the muffler here, they use different lengths of pipe to control the different frequencies, thus eliminating obtrusive or dissonant sounds. So as you can see here, they're inside the muffler. There's like 4 little pipes inside, and that is exactly what we're talking about. So those will help break up some of that noise and make the frequencies come together in such a way that you're not gonna get any drone. So you won't get that annoying womp womp noise when you're cruising along like you might with a less expensive or less well-engineered system. And that's the most important part here in my eyes. Borla does a really good job with this. In fact, I run an S-Type on my own truck, and there really is no drone. It's nice, it's pleasant, you can hear it, but it's not obtrusive. You remember that it's there, but at times it just sort of fades into the background, making for a nice, pleasant drive. Now, finishing this whole system off are these big old 3.5-inch black chrome tips. Now, these are twin tips, one for each side, and these are gonna take the place of those stock valence tips that are built into the bumper. So gone are the fake HDMI ports, and these are gonna go in, adding a nice little bit of flair. It's not over the top, but it is something that a keen eye will notice. And if you ask me, should have come like this from the factory. Now, this same exhaust is also offered in a chrome tip version, so it'll look just like these, but with a nice polished chrome tip to it. And that is available on our site too, should you prefer that look. But if you're going for stealthy or that all blacked out look on your build, these are gonna be perfect for you. And the eagle-eyed enthusiast may spot those tips first, but the real tip-off will be when you fire that truck up. Now, as far as construction goes, again, this is a really high quality system. Borla makes all of their exhausts out of T304 stainless steel, so you're gonna get excellent corrosion and rust resistance here. As you can see, it's really just a good looking exhaust. The welds are nice, everything is well put together. The piping is all 3-inch mandrel bent tubing into the muffler, so that's basically your extension pipe here and the inlet on the muffler. And then you get 2.75-inch tubing back to the tips, so that's your Y pipe and all this other associated bits right here. Now, as you can see, there's no weird wrinkles or creases. In fact, all the bends here are very nice and smooth, so that's gonna make for really good exhaust flow, allow your engine to breathe a little bit better than the stock system. And of course, you've also got these 3.5-inch black chrome tips to finish the whole thing off. Now, these tips also feature a joint style setup, meaning that they are easy to adjust for the perfect placement in the cutouts in the bumper. So even if this doesn't line up exactly the way you thought, you have the adjustability right here on the tips to make everything look nice. And you can adjust them side to side, up and down, and in any direction you need. So this will still make a nice solid connection here, but you'll get your tips exactly where you want them. As with any Borla or other exhaust system of this quality, this one does not come cheap. It's gonna set you back about $1,900, so it does sit toward the upper end of the category as far as pricing goes, though it's not quite as spendy as some others. This is of course a premium product, and thus it commands a premium price. But overall, I think this really represents a good value for your money. You're getting a high quality system with solid construction, nice tips, and really good features, and a lot of good engineering baked in here. And you get what you pay for in most cases, and in my book, it's worth spending a bit more on something like this Borla, especially if you want to avoid the drone we were talking about earlier, provided of course you've got it in the budget. Now you also tend to get what you pay for when it comes to installation. Now this one is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and this is certainly a job that can be accomplished at home. You should budget about 2 hours to get everything wrapped up as well. The kit overall is pretty inclusive, however, if your truck is a crew cab with a long bed, you are going to need an adapter that Borla makes. We do of course have that available on our website as well. Now to remove your stock exhaust, you are going to have to make a cut just ahead of the stock muffler, but it is only that one cut, and if you do need to put the truck back to stock, you can do that as well. You're not cutting up the whole system. Now we'll show you how to do that plus the rest of the install now. So with that, let's head out to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, various ratchets, various size extensions, 10 and 15 millimeter swivel sockets, 13 and 15 millimeter sockets, a hanger removal tool, a flathead screwdriver, some lubricant, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stands or a pole jack, and also an extra set of hands to help you remove the factory system. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing an exhaust on our Sierra, so let's get started. So to start things off, we're going to go ahead and remove our driver's side tail section. And to do that, we're going to remove this hanger isolator completely. It's much easier than trying to get the hanger out of the isolator. Then we can take it off once it's off the vehicle. So we'll grab our 15 mil socket on our impact, go ahead and pop this hanger off. That's going to free this up when we go ahead and unbolt this from our flange. Next, we're going to have to unbolt our flange here from our Y-pipe at our rear exit section. So that's those two 13 millimeter nuts on our mounting studs for our flange there. So what we're going to do is grab our 13 mil socket and a very long extension on our impact. I'm going to go ahead and fish this up into here. We can go ahead and get that first nut off. We need to just let that fall like that. Get it situated. It's kind of a awkward angle here, but it will go. Then we're going to support our tailpipe while we remove this second nut. Again, just have to let that nut fall. Then we can go ahead, get this out of here. Then we have to kind of fish it back under our factory tip. Go ahead and remove that. So now we're going to do the same thing for our passenger side tail hanger here. We're going to go ahead and grab our 15 mil swivel socket. It's a little bit of an angle on an extension on our impact, and go ahead and run this one off. Again, that's just going to make things a lot easier. Make sure you pop that out of its little locator there. You can spin that off and take it right off. So now we come towards the front of our truck here, right after our Y-pipe at our caddy section. We're going to go ahead and loosen up this clamp for our ball flare here. So we're going to grab our 13 mil shallow socket on our ratchet. Go ahead and do that. We get that good and loose. You can go ahead and pop this over a ball flare. You even need to get it a little looser than that. Now this does have a little retainer clip up at the top. As long as it's loose, it should be good. So now we've got a pole jack supporting our muffler section, and we also have an extra set of hands. So once we remove these hangers from their isolators, it's going to be kind of heavy and cumbersome. We'll go ahead and have our buddy help us get it out in one piece. So go ahead and grab our hanger removal tool. Start with this hanger here. It's going to be kind of a pain to get to. Hand wedge it. These are colleted hangers as well, so that presents its own challenge. But if you can get behind it, it should pop right out like so. Make sure that's free. removal tool out of there. Now we can go ahead and pop out our two hangers at our muffler section here. One on the outside and one on the inside, just like it. Go ahead and pop these off. We have our extra set of hands supporting our tail section. So now that we've got all our hangers out, we'll go ahead and fish our system out. Now we're gonna have to fish it forward to get it out of the factory tip. There we go. There we go. Next, we're gonna have to remove our factory accent tips. Now these are secured by two 10mm bolts right located up inside of the edge of our bumper cover here. Admittedly, they're not really great to get to, but you can get to them without removing the bumper. So we've got our 1/4" ratchet with a 10mm swivel socket on it. We're gonna fish that up in between our bumper cover and the hitch here, and then go ahead and get those off. First bolt out, we'll go ahead and remove that completely. Do our second one here. So as well as the two bolts under the bumper cover, there's also a third bolt directly back here, also a 10mm. So we'll go ahead and get that off. Go ahead and pop that off. So just for reference, these are the two mounting holes under the bumper cover, and this is the third mounting hole behind it. Again, you don't need to take your bumper off to get to it. It's just not going to be the greatest, but it is accessible. So once you have it done for this side, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other one. So before we can install our new system, we're going to need to pull a few things off of our factory setup. First one being this ball flare clamp right here. And it's just hooked in by this little clip. So we're going to take a flathead screwdriver, pull up on that. That should release this. I may need to pry at it a little bit. But should come right off. Then we're going to pull these two rear isolators off. Those are simply just going to pop right off. So now we're ready to go onto the truck with our new setup. So we've got our factory ball flare clamp that we took off of our old setup, and we're going to put that right onto our factory Y pipe just like it came off. We'll go ahead and set this back far enough to where we can get our new pipe on. Good. Now we've gone ahead and added a little bit of lubricant to our hanger and isolator. We'll go ahead and pop that right in. And we'll line up our ball flare here. Get our clamp in position. Cross member is going to help hold that in place for a second. And we're going to grab our 13mm socket on our impact. We're going to snug this down, try to keep this as level as possible. So now we're just going to snug that down just enough to where this doesn't move for now. So now we're ready to get our muffler in place. So we're going to grab one of our provided clamps. We've got our pole jack in position to help us hold it. We'll go ahead and feed that up over our pole jack. Slide our slip joint over our mid pipe here. Make sure that seats really well. Go ahead and get our pole jack under our muffler. Keep that level. Then we're gonna grab our 15 mil socket on our impact, and we're just gonna snug this clamp down again, just enough to where this doesn't move freely. That's just gonna help hold that in place for now. Now we're gonna get our muffler outlet slash Y pipe in position. I'm gonna slide that over our rear differential here. I need to go high for this. We're gonna add our clamp onto our slip joint again. Go ahead and seat this into position. Then we're gonna go ahead and get our hangers into our isolators. Go ahead and get these in. Again, we've gone ahead and lubricated these. It's gonna make your life a lot easier if you do so. And we'll go ahead and snug this clamp down. So now we're gonna put our passenger outlet pipe on, and the first thing we're gonna do is grab that rear hanger isolator that we took off our factory setup. We're gonna add that right onto our new one, along with that 15 millimeter bolt. I'm gonna go ahead, get this lined up first. That's that locator, as well as the mounting bolt here. We're just gonna get this loosely in place for now. Just gonna help hold it. Then to get our outlet pipe connected to our Y pipe, we'll go ahead and grab another clamp. And we'll go ahead and get this onto our Y pipe. Put that on, make sure it seats. We're gonna again snug our clamp down. So now we'll get our passenger side outlet pipes on, and we'll start with the one that comes right off the Y pipe. I'm gonna feed this up behind our spare tire. Again, we've got our clamp already on there. Go ahead and get that in position. It's maybe a little tough, but it will go. Once that slips on there, go ahead and get our clamp in position. Get our socket on it. Now you want to make sure this isn't hitting your shock or your heat shield for your spare tire. So we're going to snug this down. Just like so. As you can see, we've got plenty of clearance here. Nothing's hitting anything, and we can still adjust it if need be. So now we're going to add our clamp to our outlet pipe. Then we're gonna add that other rear hanger that we took off our factory setup, as well as our 15 millimeter mounting bolt. We'll go ahead and get this slipped into position. Make sure that seats fully. Go ahead and get our hanger lined up. Get that mounting bolt in there. Again, just hand tight for now. It's fine. Go ahead and make sure we have clearance. And you kind of want to center your outlet pipe on this side, especially towards your bumper outlet here. Once we're pretty happy with that, you can go ahead and snug this down. That may move a little bit, that's okay. So now we're going to go ahead and tighten down those rear hanger bolts using our 15 mil socket on our impact. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we can go ahead and get our tips installed. So we'll grab our provided ball flare clamps. We're going to slide that over our tip side here. And go ahead and get this onto our ball flare. And we're going to hold it with one hand, push that clamp onto our ball flare like so. And we're going to snug this down, and then we can adjust it after that. So we'll grab our 13 mil socket on our impact and go ahead and run this in. Make sure the flare clamp stays lined up. Now that it's pretty snug, we can go ahead and start adjusting. Get our tips pretty close to where we want. Now we're just going to keep them nice and straight. Tighten those down. Then we can do the same thing for the other side. So now that we've got everything snug and in place, we're going to come back to our mid pipe here, start tightening everything down and work our way to the rear of the system. Then we'll double check our tip outlets, see if there's any adjustments we need to make there, make sure there's nothing hitting or any rattling, and we'll be good to go. So we'll start with our 13 mil socket on our impact again, tighten this down. We'll switch out to our 15 mil socket and tighten the rest of our clamps. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our Borla S-Type dual exhaust system with black chrome tips and rear exit for your 19 to current 5.3 liter Silverado and Sierra 1500 with factory dual exhaust. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.